my introduction to art was probably from I was 5 years old in Jamaica. The Jamaica Institute is a place, a repository of art. And in those days, nobody said contemporary art. It was art of Jamaicans and Caribbean artists. And so the work was very literal, expressionist, but we didn't have the titles. I mean, I look back now at somebody like a David Boxer, who is an abstractionist now, but in those days, art was a language of beauty. And the Jamaica Institute had a program on Saturdays along with the library, Jamaica Library. And my mom would take us to the Jamaica Institute, and storytelling, reading and storytelling was the basis of my introduction to art. The Institute and the library was surrounded with objects on the wall. So you couldn't ignore them. I couldn't tell you at 5 and 6 who the artists were, but I grew up with a language, a literal, intimate language of art. And that happened from a very early age. Music, dance, poetry. In the Caribbean, we talk about pantomime. This is an art form that I don't hear talked about here in the States as much as in England, where there is no language, people mime out experiences. And so I grew up with pantomime as a part of my cultural upbringing. Oh, don't let me take all day. I am the daughter, the last of 3 daughters of a woman, Eglantine Melita Buchanan from Hanover, Jamaica, and a very debonair, charismatic dad, Rupert Carlton Gordon. My mother was a teacher and a former Jamaica scholar. She is from the rural parts of Jamaica, and a real feisty Renaissance woman. And my dad was charismatic and a military man, and did accounting and worked with the University of the West Indies. He was one of the bursars at the University of the West Indies, where, you know, we had an intimate relationship with the campus in Taylor Hall. So my mother was a disciplinarian. I think as the last of the 3 girls, I got away with a little bit of murder, in that I was able to see my sisters make the mistakes and perhaps try not to make them as well. I loved her dearly. She lived with us in Miami for over 20 years. And in our home with my husband, Roy, and I, and our son, Gordon. And she's affectionately called by my artist friends and family, Mama G. My dad died early, so he did not have the experience with me in Miami.